Goddamn Podcast. I'm Tyler Jordan, of course, by recovering from what he calls his allergies, Sage Ramsey. And joining us tonight is the Dark One himself, Jonathan Dark. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you doing? Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. We just lost his audio.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, we've been bullshitting backstage. You jack. I'm kidding. That's a good one. I've done several interviews. I've never had somebody do.
Right out the gate, and he fucking kicked you in the dick.
What?
That is good.
Welcome to the show. Wham! Just
No, thanks for having me on. This is I'm excited for this.
oh gosh. So we were talking backstage about a lot of shit, and we were talking about the old pirating days of how we used to pirate shit off Napster, LimeWire, and
We never did any of that. What are you talking about?
what the fuck are you talking about? I
Say that shit on air.
Everyone did it. It's like drugs, dude. Everyone did it. Everyone did it.
Nobody did that shit either.
Oh, and Jonathan revealed that he is a huge connoisseur, sounds like, of almost everything music in general. Big music stuff, sounds like.
Apparently, he's the reason that we keep losing the podcast wars and the Illinois Times, the K-pop.
Did you know there's actually a podcast called K-pop Kimchi?
No.
There,
Yeah.
it's a weird.
Yeah.
It
As soon as you
is.
said K-pop, I was like, son of a bitch.
It is. I don't know what they do. I've never heard an episode. I was going to interview them, and they rejected us because they're like, "No, we don't want a part." I'm like, "Well, fine. Take your K-pop and go home, you jackasses. What the hell?" But I guess they review K-pop music, which I'm not a big fan of it at all. But
Well, there's a lot of it out there. It's kind of a new hybrid. I don't know how new. I'm not like I wouldn't say a kind of.
Well, if you were downloading it on LimeWire,
there's a lot of it out there now that's really rock driven.
oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's still K-pop. You still got the girls dancing around and all of that, but there's like really crunchy, heavy guitar driven tracks behind it, and there's really some good stuff in there.
I do like girls dancing around, that's for sure. So it's kind of evolved from where we thought it was, where it's just a Korean version of like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and now it's becoming more normalized, mainstream, I guess you could say.
I'd say it's getting a little bit more of an edge.
Okay, so now you have been in the music scene for how long? You've been playing in a lot of bands, from what I understand.
It's been a while. I never put a number on it because I don't like to age myself. According to my Facebook profile, I'm a little over 400 years old. Vampire. But,
that explains the darkness part. Okay.
yeah, well, No, actually, the darkness part actually came because my mom used to say that there was a thundercloud that followed me around everywhere, kind of like Eeyore from the Winnie the Pooh stories.
All right.
And then later on, I read a lot, and one of my favorite books was Something Wicked This Way Comes. And in that book, when the autumn people come to basically steal your soul, they come in the form of a dark carnival, and it's Mr. Dark's traveling carnival of pandemonium. So
Right.
I thought, I kind of like that, so I just stole it.
And that's how you got your musical name, Jonathan Dark, right?
Yeah. And honestly, more people know me more by that name than whatever my old name used to be.
Than your government name, as I've learned to call it now.
Yeah.
Because I've learned
The name the white man gave me. Oh.
Because I've learned with some of the professional wrestlers in the area, like this guy right here. His real name is Sage. Don't call him by his government name. I have learned that. So
yeah.
So
well, Veronica's not much of a wrestling name anyway. So good on you, Sage.
It's a unique name. It really is. Kind of Egyptian almost, kind of Norse mythology, which we call him on the show, the god of logic and reason, the doctor and all that stuff. So
Nice.
So how many bands have you? Yeah, he's a big believer in Norse mythology. I've learned that, and I just guessed that based upon how he looked. And he just all of a sudden one day he pulls out that necklace, it's Thor's hammer, and I'm like, oh shit, I got that right. I didn't believe that, but okay.
I've actually got one that I wear when I play.
I've got nothing against Norse mythology. I like it, but for me, it's always the Greek. Greek is what you go to for me. I love the Greek mythology, all the monsters, the gods fighting each other. We were talking about video games a minute ago. That God of War game on PS2 back in the day. Oh, I fucking love that shit, man. That was like my game. Like, screw that Hercules shit. Give me God of War here.
Well, when I was a kid, I was a big comic book geek. I guess I technically still am, but Thor was always my guy. So
yeah, Thor's a good choice. I like Thor. I like what they've done with him. You know, I'm not big on the last movie they did with Thor, but
no.
Well, it's not really. I think it's more the director's fault and not really, like Chris Hemsworth. Hemsworth's done a great job with the character.
Oh, but yeah, I love Hemsworth on that.
Oh, yeah, but everything else Thor has been in, they've had, like, with Avengers and all that stuff, just steals the movie. It's like, the guy steals your movie when you bring him in. You know that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like,
that first Avenger movie, that was, like, the most exciting part for me is Thor's entrance.
I think the best entrance for Thor was Infinity War when he comes in with that big-ass axe. And you have, like, this... Yeah, you have like this army and they're like fighting all these aliens, and now you realize, shit, you got a god with a fucking axe on the battlefield. This shit just got insane. So
what was the one that started off with Thor being tied up in chains? This big demon guy had him, and he thinks he's got him, and Thor's just playing with him.
Oh, fuck! Was that
Ragnarok?
Yeah, it was Ragnarok because it was the demon suitor.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool sequence.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good movie too. I liked that one.
Yeah, he was just fucking with that dude. It was fucking hilarious.
So
you got me now. You really did good.
And that's something the real life Thor would do. He's just like, oh, you got me now. Oh, I'm so scared. So how many bands have you played with? Like, I mean, I know you've been in the music scene for quite a while.
Wow. The ones that actually did anything. Oh, yeah. You didn't tell me there was going to be math involved.
Oh, sorry.
I studied for the piss test, but the numbers are hard, man.
Well,
probably maybe half a dozen, 10. So I don't know, somewhere in there. I did my first semi-professional gig. Probably when I was 14 or 15, and I've been doing it nonstop ever since.
So that was just like 13, 14 years ago?
You're too kind. Actually, it's about 20, but it's pretty close.
Pretty close.
There's been a handful of them that made a little bit of noise. A number of them that I'm pretty proud of. A couple I don't want to talk about.
Right. Well, we don't want you to talk about the ones you don't want to talk about. That's fine.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's all good.
What would you say is the one band you had the most fun with?
That is hard to say. I was with the Sleeping Dogs for like a little over 18 years.
Oh, wow.
We got to be more like family. We were there for each other, births, weddings, deaths. It really transcended the whole band thing. And, we fought like family a lot of times too, but it was always playful. There was never anything really, really malicious. But, those guys were brothers. We had a lot of adventures, and, just there's a level of love there that I've never, I quite honestly, I kind of like them more than my own family. But just like my real family, I was obviously the eye candy of the group. No, my brother Tom Summerlin, rest his soul, just passed away last year.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
He was just an absolutely awesome guy. In fact, if you do any research on those guys, you might reach out to Bill Sirletich, the singer. He's got a shit ton of stories that he could tell you about that and the Springfield music scene. He's a really great guy. But yeah, that one. And then my current band, Rock School, just because that's a little bit more of, where I'm at. I'm a kind of a 2000s baby. I guess I'm a senior 2000s baby. But, my whole life revolved around the Warped Tour, and I wouldn't take vacations, do anything till I had, the dates. And, so I was really I was always the punk kid. And, then I turned into the pop punk kid. And so with these guys, I'm doing more of the stuff that I really like to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not full on what I like, but it's a lot similar to it. So I get to jump around and be an idiot, and I'm just having a lot more fun. This is like Disneyland without, the stupid lines.
Right. Now I've had two other musicians come on here. One was, he just did a theme for us, Jason Boudreau. The other one was Derek Bloody F Mess, and I asked them all the same question: what is their inspiration that got them into music? I'm going to take a guess on what one of your inspirational things was, because I see a Misfits poster in the back there. So I'm going to guess the Misfits had something to do with you getting into music. Oh, yep. I would. Am I right? Misfits was part of the reason you got into music?
Actually, no. Misfits came a bit later for me. I've got, I actually thought about this a little bit and try not to get into a long, drawn out diatribe. But I kind of thought about that, and because I've been in this stage where I've been reminiscing about a lot of shit lately. Mm-hmm. And, one of the things I can remember is probably my earliest memory as a little kid. My mom would always take me to this like preschool because she had to work, And the clearest thing I can remember is they put us down, they put these mats down, they put us down for naps, and they always had this radio that they would play. And I very distinctly remember hearing the Doors' Light My Fire on that radio. I don't remember another goddamn thing about it, but that keyboard riffs, just that really, I can still hear it plain as day in my head today. And then fast forward, a little bit from there, I had two older siblings, two older sisters, and I'm still the pretty one. But yeah, they're not pretty. But we always had the radio on in our house. And around Springfield, around that time, I'm going to date myself a little bit, there were 3 radio stations. 2 of them were country and the other one wasn't. And with that other one, you got rock, you got pop, I think you got disco, and you got Motown. And Motown really, hit me like a ton of bricks. You've got all these harmonies, you've got these grooves, you got these funky walking bass lines. And it's like, that's why I really started to notice it a little bit. I guess this is a 4-step process, because then I'm like starting to pay attention more, and I'm really, getting into the music. Because like when James Brown said, "Get on up," I'm like, I'm paying attention. It's like, all right, now what? But then around the same time, I used to get up every Sunday morning and watch wrestling. And there was a show on we would get out of St. Louis called Wrestling at the Chase.
Oh,
and yeah. And we got all the originals, the Flair and Race and the Briscoes and the Funks. And, I watched The Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, wrestling.
Wow.
But their opening theme song was "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy. I had never heard anything like that in my life. As soon as the big crunchy guitars hit, it's like, wow, I was fucking hooked.
They had their opening theme song for a wrestling show was "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a kick-ass choice, I'll tell you that much.
That was like one of the very first albums I went out and got was Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous. I saw that picture of Phil Lynott on the cover. I'm like, that's a rock star. That's what I want to do. I want to be a 6-foot Irish black guy.
So
I think you might be missing a few things there, bud.
I make up for it in other areas. Don't ask.
Oh,
Oh.
yay.
Well, okay then.
This motherfucker says I'm 6 foot laying down. Fuck you.
They had those big crunchy guitars and those harmony leads, and that was just that was an awakening.
Wow. So you said earlier one of the best bands you were with was Sleeping Dogs, and before you came on, we were trying to see if you had some music you could, show some of the audience and show and kind of demonstrate and show how your music was. We found one on YouTube, Bark If You Rock. Would you mind if we played that real quick?
No, not at all. This was great. This was actually one of our original tunes.
All right, here you go. This is on YouTube. We'll link it in the chat room for you. But this is Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping What the fuck? I can't talk tonight.
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Bark If You Rock. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm stupid.
Sounds real thin.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. You know, I was just sitting here thinking, I was watching, I was like, I'm not so sure Bubba might have recorded that.
Bubba might have recorded that. You never know.
He recorded a lot of us out there.
Was he like following you guys everywhere? Was he a big follower of you guys?
No, he was just real big fan of the live music.
Mm.
He was doing the Pride Radio at the time.
Yeah, it was about because he did Country Fried Radio, Southern Country Fried Radio. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So
he was out there all the time. Then again, so was I, but I was drinking all the time.
No, you drinking? I'm shocked, Sage.
I know.
I'm shocked. The day you choose sobriety is the day the world ends, I swear.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
I don't drink anymore, but back in those days I would drink. I would have been known to have a drink or two. Like they would bring a cooler of alcohol up on stage and set it by my amp, and I would send that back in between every set for them to refill it.
What was your alcohol choice?
I drank a lot of there was a lot of Bud Light. I think that was the main thing. A lot of Bud Light. Drank some the Mike's Hard Lemonade when that first came out.
Ooh.
You know, those were pretty good just to change it up a little bit because after a while the beer kind of eats away at you. But
yeah, I used to be, when I was in college, I was a big hitter of Budweiser and Jägermeister, and I can't do Jägermeister no more because it hurts your stomach so fucking much. Like, you're hungover, you still got all that syrup and that sugar sitting in your stomach. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I'm diabetic right now. But
that makes you mean.
It does. It makes you mean. I had a friend of mine, Stoner Chloe. She told me I was the most mean when I was hungover from Jägermeister. That was when I was the most mean. So I just swapped over to rum, and I've kind of been drinking rum every once in a while. I'm not a big drinker anymore, but hey, every once in a while it's good to tie one off. So
yeah, I tell on myself a little bit. It's not my proudest moment, but we used to have we used to have this roadie that would work for the band, and when I was playing, he had one job, and that was never to make sure I had an empty beer bottle. I would have a beer bottle back on my amp. I would have one sitting on the monitor right next to me, one in the cup holder on the mic in front of me, and another one stuffed into my pocket. Long necks. So whichever way I turned, there was always to be a beer within arm's reach without me having to take more than half a step.
Well, what'd you name him? Was it like his position, beer boy? Like, beer boy, I'm empty here. Come on.
Nah, I didn't even. Didn't even say anything. I just give him the nod, and he'd just be on. He'd be watching all night long. You
give him that nod, he's gone. Next thing you know, you got a bottle of Bud Light in your hand or something like that.
Yeah. As soon as he see me tip that one up to where it was obviously gone. As soon as I turn around, here's another one.
How many beers would you go through a night, you think?
Boy, I didn't bother to count.
I think a friend of mine once told me, once you count the number of beers you go through a night, and once you realize the number is scarier than you thought, that's when you realize you have a problem. So don't count your beer, he said.
Yeah. But it's funny, for all the crap that I used to drink, I've only been cut off at a bar one time, and that was for Red Bulls.
Oh, Red Bull?
Yeah. Bartender's like, dude, I cannot give you another one. You're going to have a heart attack and die right here.
Oh, I don't know how people. I'm fighting high blood pressure. I got to cut off on the energy drinks too. I went the other day. I took the fiance out to the store, and I suddenly had a really bad migraine and headache, and I had what was called like an ocular migraine, where like your vision is just distorted. It's like you're underwater or something like that. It went away after 20 minutes. So she said, you go take your blood pressure over there at the blood pressure machine. I'm like, okay. Now I battled high blood pressure before. Back when my grandparents died, I was stress smoking, stress drinking, stress eating, all that shit, and I brought that on myself. But I went and took my blood pressure. I was like 158 over like 103, which was very high, it said. And I'm like, well, shit. And she's standing right over there. So now I'm going to hear the earful of it all. I know what I got to do, but I'm going to hear it. And on the way home, it's exactly what I thought. No more full throttles. You got to cut back on the smoking. No more red meat and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about it? Just take the fun out of life. Why don't you? And then last night, she got into my weed. She got into my weed gummies. She was. I did the show. She came downstairs for a quick second. I saw her diddling around on my shelf over here where I keep them at. She walked upstairs. I went upstairs. She's eating dinner, and she's got the cat and the dog on her lap, and she's like, honey, I'm stoned off my ass. What? She went to bed like 30 minutes later, but she was up and down all night, just the munchies and all that shit. I'm like, yeah, that 100 THC, it's not like I used to get, is it? That'll lower your blood pressure, though.
Yeah, they definitely get much better quality stuff these days.
Yeah, thankfully nowadays you can get much better quality and cleaner. Getting them back in the day. I had friends who used to go out and just go see dealers and all that shit. It's like, you see what they are now, and it's like, damn, you guys really took a gamble on all that shit, don't you? What's going on, Mike? How you doing? So you and Troll. Go ahead.
I had it easy. I didn't have to worry about a dealer because I always hung out with drummers.
Buddy of mine, he got this stuff one day, and it stunk so fucking bad. I had to kick him out of my car. We were driving back, and he goes, do you mind if I just step out real quick, go around the corner to Dollar General, just, I'm like, I don't care. I'm going in here to get toilet paper and a few things. That's fine. He comes back. He brought the stink of this shit with him. It was like that nasty skunk side of the road. And I'm like, what in the fuck did you smoke behind the Dollar General? Get it. Roll the windows down. That smell stayed in my car for 3 fucking days. 3 days. Even with the windows down on a hot summer day, it stayed in there. Whew. So when we scheduled this interview, come to find out, I didn't know this because I mentioned to Sage. Sage was like, oh, you got to bring me on. You guys know each other real well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah, we've known each other for several years.
We dated off and on in high school.
Yeah. It was a pretty good relationship. Ended on good terms. No.
Hey, it's okay nowadays. It's okay. You might want to be careful.
No. I'm a little guy. We both know who the bitch will be in that relationship, so just no.
You might want to be careful. A resident nut job is in here.
Yeah, watch out what Skeletor says, because he'd be like, what the fuck?
Oh, God.
And then next thing you know, my Ask Dr. Sage email box will be fucking full. And oh my God.
He's like, where was my invitation?
Yeah, see, there he goes.
He's already starting, yeah. Oh, so.
But no, I was going to ask you, you said you're with Rock School now.
Yeah.
I had no idea you were with my buddy Rob. And I've known Rob for a lot of years, and he actually went to high school with my mom. which I didn't know about for the longest time until I told her that I was doing the wrestling show in Verdon. Whenever they used to do the Verdon picnic up on the square, because Rob was in charge of that for a lot of fucking years. And he would have local bands playing the beer tent and all that shit. And he'd have my wrestling up there every year in August. Yep. And then I heard Rock School got back together and was adding new people in. But last I heard, I thought you were with Brandy Kristen.
Yeah.
There for a little bit.
Yeah. In fact, I was with Brandy. I think I might have been with Brandy for probably close to about 6 years. And we had our guitar player in the band at the time, Jeff Wheaton. Had great guy, love Jeff. An amazing guitar player, and super nice guy. He was telling me he knew this guy who was getting like this little side project getting together. Wanted to know if I'd be interested in it, and I'm always looking for another gig, especially something that might have a little bit of pop punk leanings, something a little bit more like that, something that's just not being done every weekend in every bar. Basically, I get bored easy, hence the 3 marriages. But so yeah, he got me into this band, and it was Rock School. Then
that's awesome.
And Rock School just when is Rock School? They've already started doing some playing in some bars. I take it in some areas.
Yeah, well, we've been around this lineup here. We've been around for I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 years now. We've been out at we've been all around. We've been out at the state fair. We play pretty much river to river. So, yeah, it's been around, and that band itself has been around for a little over 30 years. When I first met Rob, I'm like, yeah, my mom loved you guys. But it's a good band. It's a fun band. We all get along. Funny story is I didn't realize at the time, but when I first went over there and we first started jamming, come to find out the drummer's son-in-law was dating my daughter, and they've since gotten married. So that's kind of a cool twist.
Oh wow!
Well, that's an M. Night Shyamalan style of what a twist.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, my son's dating your daughter. I'm like, who?
That's a hell of a way to find out. Honey, is there something you want to tell me? I heard a rumor. I'm not sure how much you want to go into detail about this. So, dude, that's crazy.
And now,
and they got married.
Yeah.
How long have they been married?
And maybe about a year. It's been relatively recent, maybe a year, a little over that.
Oh, well,
but it's kind of fun development because we're really close. We get along really well. We laugh constantly. That's all we do. We're like 2 juvenile delinquents. We're probably the real life Beavis and Butthead. It's called middle-aged fat white guys. Beavis and Butthead. But lots of dick and fart jokes. That's half of our
Hey,
practice.
nothing wrong with that.
Hey, nothing wrong with dick and fart jokes. We do it like almost weekly on our show. So
yes.
Yep.
It's like it's kind of like one of those things on the waiver you have to sign. Dick and fart jokes are a must.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're good.
But yeah, no, going back to Sage and I used to play the band you just played, Sleeping Dogs, and another band I was in, Ultraviolet. We were a staple out in Girard at Atomic Tunes, and always see Sage out there and got to know him real well. Going back to that song you just played, just real quick, the guys in the band, that's Bill Sterletich on vocals, the great Tom Summerlin, probably the best drummer I ever knew, rest in peace, on the drums, and then the amazing Mark Waterman on guitar. That guy is an absolute freaking beast.
So that's
yeah.
But yeah, that's out there in Atomic Tunes in Girard.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was Mark on guitar over there.
Yeah, that place has since I guess burned down.
Yeah, it burned down and quite the mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really knows exactly how it got started, and they bulldozed the shit out of it.
Dude, I've heard about it. I've heard about it when it caught fire too. I think the owner might have set it on fire. Where are you at during all this? I don't. Is this you here?
No, he's off to the left.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. You get a few glimpses of me every now and then, but it's like an act of mercy of the camera that I don't actually show my face a lot.
Oh, okay. So you're not really. Are you camera shy or something?
No, just not photogenic.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm not photogenic either, but also.
And what did you say Bill's last name was?
Sirletich. Don't ask me to spell it. There's an E and a shit ton of consonants. It's like, I think it's SCZCH Letich. But
it's a very familiar last name for some reason.
Well, his his brothers, Pat and Jimmy, used to be, I think, in the early incarnation of Rock School with Rob.
Oh, really?
I don't know if they started the band, but they definitely were in the early version of it. And I got the honor of getting to jam with both of those guys, over the years too. Both great guys, great players, and unfortunately they both passed too. But really amazing guys. I was really honored to have gotten to jam with that whole Sirletich family.
Okay. Now, back when you were in Ultraviolet, did you played with Pete Jeffers, right? Pedro?
Yeah. Pedro, yeah. Got to play with
I saw him on, I believe it was Facebook not too long ago, getting his drums ready. It looked like he was getting ready to get started with a band soon here.
Yeah. It sounds like he's getting ready to kick off another project, which is good. I'm glad to see him there. He's a great drummer, really super good guy. We actually went to school together, I think back in maybe 6th or 7th grade. I really don't have a whole lot of memory of that outside of the fact that I know we did.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a really long time.
Yeah.
Since then, no.
It was my little group of friends that started that whole cowbell crew trend.
Yeah.
Down there at Atomic Tunes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Danny
Wait a minute.
Who was it? It was Danny and
Drea.
Yeah.
There was
a little short one.
Stephanie,
yeah.
Shishai.
Yeah, there was a whole. I mean, Pedro had his whole freaking entourage. If it wasn't
man, that was and it grew. There was a lot of them, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can I take it back a little bit? Cowbell thing? What is that?
Pedro would get different songs played, and Susie, the lead singer of Ultraviolet, I'm pretty sure hated the fuck out of it because Pedro ended up getting more attention than she was getting at the time.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk on that.
Yeah. But there was T-shirts made and signs held up, and anytime any song was played with a cowbell in it, and Pedro went crazy with the cowbell, that the girls would just fucking go nuts. And
didn't they actually bring their own cowbells at one point?
He gave them one of his old cowbells that they spray painted it neon green.
Yeah,
so they had their own drumstick and their own cowbell. Yeah, more cowbell.
Yeah, I'm going to need more cowbell. Skeletor's right.
So they ended up following him around to all their gigs as Ultraviolet.
Bring them
Susie
on stage for.
Oh yeah.
So he wasn't a big fan of cowbells.
No, he loved it.
Oh, he loved it. Okay.
The lead singer, Susie, I'm pretty sure she was just like fucking tired of it. Over it.
Yeah, it definitely was taking on a life of its own. But it was fun. It was a good time.
What's up, True North Beard Company? Welcome to the show. We're interviewing Jonathan Dark, a local Springfield musician that's got a hell of a legacy in the area.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yes, he does. Oh no, it's true, brother.
Yep. So you got to have some outlandish, funny stories from all these gigs you've been to. You got to have at least a couple. Every musician I've met has always got one good story that they're like, I can't believe this shit happened to me. But here's what happened.
Well, happened to me, or just shit I've seen?
Just shit you've seen, shit that happened to you.
The one story that always comes to mind is it was back when I was playing with Sleeping Dogs, and we were doing this biker benefit. I think it was in Athens. It was like for the Downriders Fund. We did a lot of those. We did a lot of Tom, our drummer, was really in with the biker community, so we did a lot of things for a lot of local clubs.
Yes, True North. Yes, True North. He does. He does play that. Sorry, I'm answering True North's question here. True North Beard Company asked, "Do you play punk rock?" I'm like, "Yes, he does."
Oh yeah. Anyway, we're playing this this biker thing out in Athens, and right when we were getting ready to start, it might have been during a break, and we're getting ready to come back. I don't know. Tom decides all of a sudden that he has to have a corn dog. So he goes and he gets this corn dog, and it's like, well, we're getting ready to start the next song, and it was Love Song by Tesla. Got this big, long, intricate guitar intro, right?
Right.
So Mark Waterman, who actually was in Ultraviolet with Pete Jeffers and I for a long time, he starts this guitar. So he starts this guitar intro for this song, and Tom looks around and realizes that he set his corn dog down on the tailgate of this truck, several, a ways behind him. And there's a stray dog running around that's eyeing this corn dog on the bumper of this truck. So in the middle of this song, Tom gets up and he runs back to go get his corn dog off the bumper of this truck. We're all watching. This is out in the open. There's no backstage. It's just, there's an alley and there's a parking lot. So the song's going on, and this has got like a really big, intro, and the whole band kicks in. It's like, bam, you're right there. He runs back, and if you ever seen him run, that's a sight in itself. But he runs back. He grabs this corn dog. And I think he just stuck it in his mouth like a lollipop, if I'm remembering this correctly. But he's running back. He leaps over his drum throne like Roy Rogers jumping up on the back end of his horse.
Oh, shit.
Sticks in hand and lands right on that bass drum pedal, right on the down P as his butt hits that stool. Didn't miss a goddamn beat. It was absolutely fucking perfect.
Really?
Oh, wow.
But he played that whole song eating that damn corn dog.
So you guys are getting ready to start a song. You've started the song. He realizes there's a stray dog running around. He left his corn dog on the tailgate. So he books it to go get his corn dog, make sure it's safe, and gets back in time to hit his part of the song.
Yeah, and we're all watching him while we're playing this song. We're all looking like, where the fuck is he going?
If that's not perfect fucking timing.
That guy had true dedication to music and to food.
Wow.
There would be a lot of times, and like I said, we were like brothers. So naturally, we would spend the first 30 minutes of every practice just insulting each other's manhood, because that's what you do. And he would come in, and he would set all of his shit down on his drums, and he would always take his car keys, his glasses, his one hitter, and put them on his floor tom, and and then we start in with the diatribe and saying shit about each other and just good natured ribbing, and he would take it all and give it back rapid fire. There was no, it was always a 3-on-1 pile up, and he always gave it back better than he got. But then we would start the song, and by then he forgot that he put all of his shit down. So we start this song, and I just be waiting every time, because he always come in with this drum fill, and I'm waiting for him to get to that bottom drum where I'm just looking at his glasses and his car keys and his one hitter, and I'm trying to decide what he's going to hit, what he's going to break. And he never did. I don't see why, but it was like almost infallible. It's like, I'm going to put my glasses on this drum that I'm going to hit really, really hard here in about 5 minutes.
Wow. True Beard North Company wants to know, are you a Marshall guy, PV, or Mesa Boogie?
SWR.
SWR. And Danny Menser says, I fucking miss you. And they're also like, hey, I know that guy. So got a couple fans, looks like, here in the chat room with us.
I miss you too. The queen mum of the Cowbell Crew. We were just talking about her.
Oh, yep. That's the head of the Cowbell Crew.
That's the head of the Cowbell Crew.
SRW is sweet. Well, there you go. That is the one who started. We were just talking about the cowbell thing, and we're like, all this for a cowbell? Damn, all right. So
you have no idea what the cowbell thing was.
Oh, yeah.
It was ridiculous.
So what are some really impressive areas you played at? Like, obviously, you played mostly here in Central Illinois, like the Springfield area. You played in some of the surrounding areas. What's a big area you'd like to play at?
Well, I'm always open. The bigger the better. The venues, the crowds. I'm, a bit of a whore like that, I suppose. Probably my favorite place, or at least for me, what I consider a feather in my own cap, is we did a show years ago. I think it was like a day before Thanksgiving, like a Thanksgiving Eve show. Again, Sleeping Dogs, and we're opening up for David Allen Coe. And this was another another biker sponsored band. I think this was like a national ABATE thing. And we're playing the Peoria Opera House. So I'm standing on the exact floorboards as The Who and Hendrix, and just some of the greats that we've idolized. And there's the walls back in the backstage area are just littered with autographs over the years. And somewhere with all of these now, my autograph's up there too.
Oh wow!
I'm like sitting here staring at this old wooden stage, thinking I'm probably standing in, John Entwistle's spit. And I got a little bit of a habsy, I'm not going to lie. But it was just a very surreal experience to think, all these greats, and now they let a putz like me up here.
Wow. Mike is saying, Sage, I'm going to use your real name. Sage, tell them that
like government shit.
I never said that. I mean, give me a break. Come on. I didn't say it.
I'm talking about Winder.
Sage, tell them never knew.
Put that turtle costume on and I'll beat your ass.
Please leave Winder alone. Come on.
You're right. I apologize, Slider.
Stop it. Never knew what was going on at Atomic Tunes on the weekends. I missed the good times back then. Yeah, Atomic Tunes, when did that burn down? It was like, what, 2000?
It was a couple of years back.
A couple of years back, yeah. And I
think we're into our second year now.
Yeah. I was going to say 2-3 years.
Yeah. See, look, he's even like, love you, Sage. Come on now.
Hey, most people do love me. That doesn't mean I got to love back.
Well, I heard something that you love Jonathan for what he brought you a while back, which we were talking backstage about this before the show, and I'm like, wow, those gotta be worth some money.
I gotta go get those out because I know there's another one in there. And I think I took it out, but I put it back.
I can't say one thing. The backstage antics there at Atomic Tunes, Keg or Sage, those cocaine and kegger thing parties that you used to throw there were massive.
I'm sorry.
Didn't think we're gonna bring that one up.
No kegs.
Can I ask what the hell did you just say?
What the fuck, dude? No cocaine, no kegs.
He's scared Sage. Hey.
He's on his way over here to beat my ass right now.
I'm about to say, get your ass back here.
We weren't supposed to talk about that.
The first rule of Sage Club is you don't talk about Sage Club. God damn it!
What's the first rule about Sage Club?
Don't talk about Sage Club.
I thought it was never look you in the eye.
Well, that's rule 1.1.
I'm sorry, but the look on Sage's eye once you said that, and you said it clear where no one was talking. The look on his eye was like, "Oh fuck," yeah, like that.
Yeah, deer in headlights.
Deer in the headlights, about to get hit
You
by a
mentioned the
semi.
kegs and the Coke. Oh fuck!
The cat just dropped Sage under the bus. No, the cat didn't drop Sage under the bus, Mike. The cat jumped in the bus and backed over him like 4 times.
Yeah, but I clarified that there were no kegs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we only drank out of the bottles back then. We were bottle babies.
Yeah.
It got a lot easier back then whenever Evan put in the roll up. It was easy to get out of there.
Oh, God.
Although when it was
remember
windy out in that rollout, whenever it was windy out and that roll up went up, my sleeve got everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? Gotta protect that shit a little bit better.
I remember the times we'd be out there, Evan's running the sound. He would like leave. He's kind of like, lock up when you leave. I'm like, okay, dude.
Not a problem. I can't remember how many times I locked up that fucking building. He's like, oh, yeah, just lock up. Okay, I'm going to grab a pizza and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drink a little bit more. And he was like, help yourself. You know where the PBR is at? I was like, okay, I'm going to go for some harder shit too. And he's like, I don't give a shit.
They left.
Whatever, man.
They left you to lock up a bar?
The fuck yeah. They had already, like, the front door, all it is an Allen key, and you lock that motherfucker because it was a push bar. So once you fucking walked out, you were locked out.
Wow. Well, I mean, they're not going to mess with somebody in there already drinking and eating beer or eating pizza, that's for sure. So
I took that pizza to go, man. I mean, that was a long fucking swervy drive home, but I mean, fuck. It was like a Gerard to Thayer. So you're looking, you got to go through Verdun and then make it to Thayer. So
yeah, you're looking at like maybe a 10-minute drive at most, depending.
Drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Once again,
25.
Once again, the Best Damn Podcast condones the use of the ability to drive drunk. Drink responsibly, people.
Yeah, it doesn't condone this. They left us all the time dead. Yeah, look, so much beer was drank back there. Yes.
Oh yeah,
they left us all the time.
At 3 a.m. and I'm making the long drive back to Springfield. Oh, those nights were torture.
Oh, I'll bet that was bad.
Especially for you guys. And you guys were pulling trailers and shit sometimes.
Oh, yeah, loading up all that band equipment and shit. That takes a lot. That's got to be like...
The worst part has been drinking all night and then rolling through Chatham at 3 a.m. having to piss. You ain't stopping.
No, you got to get through Chatham. Oh, my God.
Why'd you have to get through Chatham?
Because Chatham cops are dicks.
Oh, they are dicks, yeah.
You don't want to stop in Chatham at all.
You ain't around here, are you?
No, I'm from Jacksonville, but my fiance's from Chatham, and I've dealt with Chatham cops. I just didn't know if there was a difference.
Your fiance's from there.
But she's from Chatham as well. When I met her, she was living in Chatham.
But her family's from there.
Yes.
You split-minded motherfucker.
Do you understand the concept of as the kids get older, they leave the nest?
They move,
They want to get the fuck away from mom as fast as possible. I don't want to live near mom and dad. Shit, I spent 20 years with those guys. They drove me fucking nuts.
I got a steering wheel belt buckle for that. It drives me nuts. And as Danny says, hey, in the summer, we always ended up at the pool. Or at her pool, yeah. There was some nights like that.
Dude, I bet in the summer, after you're done loading up all that band equipment, and Danny was like, hey, let's go to my place, jump in the pool. I bet you guys were like, oh, yeah, let's just go to the fucking pool. Let's wait a little bit.
Let's take some of this beer and go to Danny's pool.
Yeah.
So
I know I ended up in that pool once or twice, maybe.
you ended up in that pool once or twice?
Yeah, that was nice.
I mean, in the middle of the summer, you're up on stage, you've had several drinks, you've been singing, sweating, all that shit. That pool's got to be really inviting at that point. You're just like, oh.
Yeah. Girls, beer, pool out in the middle of a cornfield in summer? Hell yeah.
Yep. I won't
It's
go
not
any-
really out in the middle of a cornfield. She does live right off of Route 4. Well, did live right off of Route 4, right there in Verdon.
Well, the 217 is in the middle of a goddamn cornfield. I don't care what
I mean,
they tell
Verdon,
you've got 100 miles of corn in all directions here. Literally. I'm not even
she
fucking
did
joking.
it. She did have hay bales in her yard and palm trees in her yard and some corn stalks up in the corners.
palm.
I
She'd
mean, it
have
depends on
palm.
how the wind's coming in.
She'd have palm trees in her yard, hay bales and palm trees,
Her dad tried to make it look like Margaritaville.
with a cornfield off to the side.
Well, that was in the back, so they could use the hay bales for the dogs. And stuff.
It sounds
You know
more.
what? Fuck you.
It sounds more like Ethanolville.
That's Taylorville.
Nah, that's true.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I thought you said crack.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? I need a beer.
You need a beer.
Going back when you asked me about the punk thing and the beginnings, I forgot to finish that story just really, really quick.
Oh,
I got
sorry.
into the punk thing like I think it was like I wasn't even quite in high school yet. Weirdest goddamn thing. This little I can still see her. This little like short blonde haired Nazi punk chick walked up to me waiting for the bus because I'm like 14 and to go home from school, and she hands me a Tubes album and says, "You need to listen to this."
Oh, the tubes.
She kind of turned me on and kind of really intimidated me, so I did. And then after that, I discovered the Ramones, and then into the Pistols and the Misfits, and that's why I am the freak I am today.
I've never
I
heard
didn't even
quite.
know her name. I still don't know her name. I never saw her again. She's just like, "You need to listen to this."
Maybe.
All right.
Just so random.
How did he know Jen? God damn, he met Jen. Didn't even know it.
He said just a random. Correct me if I'm wrong. A random punk Nazi chick walked up and gave you an album and said, "You need to listen to this."
She's either a punk
And it was
Nazi
the
chick or a
Tubes.
Nazi punk chick. But she definitely had that, like, kind of like the combats, the really, really short blonde spiky hair, little bit of leather happening type vibe.
That sounds like my ex-sister-in-law, actually, but no, she's
Really
way
intimidated me
younger than
later.
that.
I'm kind of like, it was kind of hot.
That kind of sounds like my ex-sister-in-law, Jessica, but she wouldn't have been born yet.
Oh,
And she definitely would have been handing you a Tubes album.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't even know what the hell the Tubes are.
I think it was the one with White Punks on Dope, if I'm not mistaken.
gotta go finish homework. Oh, have fun with that.
Yeah. Danny's a super smart college student right now. She's going for, I believe, her master's.
Ah, okay.
What's
Masters?
she mastering in?
Wait, what'd you say?
What's she mastering in?
What are
Baby.
you at?
I knew you were going to say that. I was trying to ask a serious question because I genuinely am interested, and you got to come back with the masturbating thing. Okay.
No, she's probably already out of here, but you used to play at Atomic.
Oh yeah, I bet Chloe was all over the music scene when she
Yeah.
was here. But every time she's up here in Illinois, she's always hitting bars, listening to bands, all that shit.
Special education. There
Special
you go.
education. There you go.
But yeah, Stoner Chloe, I don't know if it's the same Atomic you might be thinking of, but it was called Atomic Tunes, and it was in Girard, Illinois.
It's an old bowling alley.
Yeah, it was an old bowling alley.
Yep. So
I always thought he had a great concept there, but he should have moved the bar because the bar was right inside the door, by the beer garden, and the stage was all the way at the other end where the bowling pins would have been. So if you really want to get a crowd, you should have moved the bar about halfway into the building to get them in there and closer to the stage. It's so hard when you've got your crowd is a bowling alley's fucking length away from the stage.
yeah, we are.
It's always hard to engage like that.
Oh, so I guess Chloe has seen you play out there.
Yeah, we were out there a lot.
Wait a minute, that means.
You might have met her. You might have met her then.
I might have.
I might have too. That's crazy.
Chloe's the type of girl. She's not dressing up like the woman who gave you the album, obviously, John. But she's like she's always dyeing her hair weird color. She's always walking around like the combat boots and leather jacket, all that shit. Hardcore lesbian, always. But she always hits the bar scene, and she's always dragging her wife along with her. So,
Mike, I think it was actually a 6-lane bowling alley at one time, not 4-lane. I think it was a 6.
Yeah, it might have been because that was a pretty wide room.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 6-lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that old bowling alley. If they would have done anything, they could have taken the bar and possibly turned it from where it was. What the fuck? I've seen Sage, yes, thought he was a Bigfoot.
I'm gonna need a gummy here in a minute. If the worst of gummies that Sue had last night.
Okay,
John, you want
Sage,
one?
Sage, I got you. I got you back on this one, my brother. Hey, technically, the politically correct term is Yeti.
You know what? I'm not gonna get mad or argue about that because.
No, I always just thought you were an Eclipse.
Thought you were an Eclipse. He is a big guy,
and I'm not. So
I'm a tall dude, and I'm a big dude. I mean, fuck.
Well, he's about what? You're about what? 6'4", 6'5", somewhere around there.
6'3" on a good day right now.
6'3" on a good day. So yeah, he's a pretty good sized guy. I'm about 6'2", so
normally he's 6'5", but it's a little cold out. I mean, you understand.
The shots you two are taking each other.
Man.
See, I knew this would be a good interview. I knew this. Come on now.
It's a dick joke.
Oh, really?
It's definitely a shrinkage joke.
Apparently I'm the dick.
So they had the bowling alley in the wrong location at Atomics. Is that what the problem was?
Not the bowling alley, because it would have been too hard to move that.
Location.
I'm hearing two people talk at once.
Yep, that was definitely two people.
Let's try our guest night, Jonathan. What was up with the bowling alley at Atomics?
Why you said they had the bowling alley in the wrong location? It's like, well, it was in Girard, so technically, yeah, it kind of was in the wrong location.
Yeah, okay.
Just, and I used to tell Evan that because it is so far removed from everything. You've got to advertise in like all these little towns down the road. Through Auburn and Chatham into Springfield, maybe hit Litchfield. Well, I forget what's up the road. But, yeah, he would never advertise. He'd hang flyers in the bar. It's like, well, that's great for the people that, live in Girard that come here. But you want to get in a bigger crowd, you got to advertise, you got to reach out because you are literally in a little town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's true. But also at the same time, sometimes those little bars out in the middle of nowhere, they get the best traction. They really get the best audience,
Yeah, they definitely like to party.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
You ain't got to worry about city ordinances, noise disputes, all that shit. Just let them go.
I think we actually had the cops come a couple of times because of the noise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Once or twice, I do remember the cops being called.
If it was that noisy, holy shit, man.
We were probably a little bit on the loud side.
How loud? Wait a minute, your bar's out. What?
What Chloe just said.
I don't know if
it was behind the bar or in front of the bar because there was a beer garden out front, but I did almost catch two girls out front in the beer garden, like the smoker area out front.
probably. I mean, knowing those two, these are two friends of mine that's watching the show. She lives down in Florida. Their family lives up here. They come up here every once in a while, and I'm just learning this too, that she'd met stage before. I didn't know that. Welcome to think about Atomic Tunes was right off the highway, Dollar General right next door to it.
Yep.
Why is that? It's always a Dollar General just randomly out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Literally, you could literally be in the fucking Amazon rainforest, and all of a sudden you got Dollar General. Random. I bet that Dollar General is the one who turned you guys in. 911 emergency. Yeah, they're being too loud over there. They're scaring off all the old people trying to buy their Depends for the night.
Yeah, well, no, I think that place was usually closed by that time because we didn't even start until probably about 9 o'clock, I think.
Oh,
It was a really late club.
But yeah, because they didn't have to shut the bar down until 1 o'clock there. But there was like apartments way out back of that place.
Yeah,
and,
it was like a trailer rental place or something over there. And
there was like an insurance place in between, and then there was Dollar General, and then a car lot, and then houses. So I mean, there was a lot of room in between. But if that big overhead door was open out back behind where the music was, then the music would flow out easy.
Yeah. In fact, I think I remember now. For a while there, Evan was like, "We got to keep this door closed. We got to keep this door closed," because he was getting real paranoid. Because they had been calling the cops a few times on him.
So that bar has burned down, and nothing else has been built up in its place.
No.
The owner just decided write it off as a loss and move on, huh?
Yeah, some other dude bought it after Evan and tried to turn it into something that never took off for shit.
Wasn't he trying to turn it into like more of a private club?
Some sort of a like dance club type thing from what I was hearing, and
dance club
and kind of it like failed right off the bat, and then they turned it into some apartments or some shit and connected it to the other building that was back there, that insurance agency.
Mm-hmm.
And they connected the whole fucking thing together to where it was like one giant L. And next thing you know, that was all burnt down, and even like caught the side of a fucking Dollar General on fire, like melted the siding.
Oh well, it'll heal overnight. They just pop up like plants,
Yeah.
But that just really sucks at that bar that they never bothered to like rebuild that bar or open something else. Because all the stories I've heard, plus the stories you two have shared tonight, it was a badass place to be at on a Saturday night.
Oh, it was the only place I ever went, unless I had to come to Springfield or wrestling shit.
Right.
Yeah, and we liked it because Evan was an old sound guy who bought a bar, so he set his sound up in there, and he left it set up in there, so he had that really tuned to the room. He really knew it well, and so every time we went in there, it always we'd always have some really, really good sound. I got the shit shocked out of me a few times, but the sound was good.
And those cables, man. Ooh.
Maybe that's what caused the fire, was the cables.
No, all that shit was gone out of there.
I don't know. I still think it was insurance fraud when it burned down. I mean, I've heard of it. I've never been there, but it sounded like it was insurance fraud. Like
The only thing I heard about was something about candles being lit on the inside, but nobody was in there. And I was like, well, that's pretty fucking suspicious.
Ghost.
Yeah, they just accidentally let some candles burning and left the gas on in the pilot.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Let's be suspicious. Let's be suspicious.
I remember we were doing a show there one time, and I was doing a sound check, and I got bit by one of those mics so bad I had to go next door to that Dollar General for some new underwear.
Jesus.
Damn. Oh, hey, and I've been shocked.
That thing just took a chunk out of my lip with that electricity.
Ooh, shit. So, what's the new big bar you guys go to nowadays to play at, John? Like, what's your new favorite one? Because it sounds like Atomics was the big one, and then it's gone. So now, what's your favorite place to go play at?
Atomic was just a fun place to hang. I don't want to say what my favorite one is because I'm still trying to get into some of these places.
Okay.
We've got some really, really great venues here. There's the Blue Grouch. They've redone their beer garden. They've got a nice, great big stage, beautiful beer garden. Love that place. The Curve Inn. They've got great sound over there. The place is, it's an institution. Amy that runs the place has always been really, really great to us. It's a fun place to play. Great crowd. Don, the Weebles up on the north end. Don's redone his beer garden. Another great, beautiful outdoors. All these places, they got beautiful beer gardens, in-house sound, and they're really putting an effort into trying to revive the music scene and get some excitement generated again. You've got locals out here in Pawnee. They're doing something really, really great. They've got this. I guess there's the bar, and I guess they bought the lot next to the bar. But it's just an empty. It's a lot. There's like wood chips or gravel or something down. Big outdoor stage, but they've got a wraparound balcony there, and there's still like the facade from the old storefront there. So when you're standing in the square looking around, it looks like there's two different buildings there. But you go in one, and there's no roof. There's just a big stage, and there's picnic tables out there, and I really like that one because when you play out there at night, once the sun goes down, you forget you're outside. It feels like you're playing in a great big room, and then you look up and there's the stars. It's really nice big stage with a nice big ramp you can access from the street behind it. So you're not you literally can back your gear right up to the ramp to load it up onto the stage. So it's a real easy in and out. So there's a number of really nice bars around here, and they're really, like I said, they're trying to, attract the music scene and try to get like a vibe going. There's a lot of how do I put this delicately? There's a lot of really, really good bands around here, and a lot of really, really talented, musicians. But just in my own personal opinion, I don't think there's the excitement that there used to be back in the day. Had places like Trade Winds, and it's like every bar on every corner had like a band going, and everybody would rush to go see this band and go see that band. It's like, I'll catch the first set of these guys, and I'll go catch these guys, and it was, anymore. It's like, well, we've got this, we'll go do this. And like I said, there's some really great talented bands. It's just it's I don't know. To me personally, it feels like there's a little bit of a lethargy happening.
Mm-hmm.
That could just be, we're coming out of winter. It always gets better when the weather gets warm.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're right, and it is just because of the fact it's winter, and as the days get longer and the temperature rises, hopefully more and more bars will start having more and more bands, and the bar scene will start popping. The band scene will start going pretty good for them too. One question. Go ahead.
We lost a lot of bars with the pandemic too.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
And there's a lot of them that are still hurting from that. Economically, it's like everybody's scraping right now. So, it's just it's just going to take time to rebound. I think it's a big part of it.
My mother's got a saying. She said for the past 4 years we've been in survival mode.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, technically, I'm not trying to get political, but we didn't really have a recovery or a breathing period after the pandemic. It was, all right, get back to it. Let's go fast. And the economy didn't have a chance to reset, it seemed like. But now, I'm not a Trump fan, but I'm also not a Biden fan either. But hopefully we can get a little bit of normality back compared to where we were, like, literally back in 2020 or even 2022, 23 when the pandemic was declared over. So,
I make it a point almost painfully just not to talk politics because it's a no-win. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter what side you're on. There's somebody there willing to shout you down, so I just don't do it. Everybody's got the reason. Everybody's entitled to them. Let's move on. We can still be decent to each other without having to get into all that. And I think things were going great before the pandemic, and then we got this big helping of fuck you, and then after that we got like 3 more different flavors of fuck you. So we're still kind of in fuck you.
You're not kidding. We still are in the fuck you phase, that's for sure. But
the Neapolitan of fuck you.
The Neapolitan fuck you. What flavor are we on right now? The strawberry or the chocolate flavor of fuck you?
Well,
we're definitely in the chip phase.
There's no vanilla. You're either in the pink or the chocolate. You can read into that if you want.
And Stoner Chloe, that was you guys, you motherfuckers.
Oh, you did see that?
Yeah.
Remind me to tell you something when we get off the air, and John, you can stick around because I know the secret on why they do that shit, and I told them they're gonna get caught. So,
not only that, but they were caught on camera too.
Oh,
so I got to review that footage.
See, now that sucks. I'm kind of jealous because the only time I ever caught people having sex out there, it was always dudes.
God damn it. I told Ely to stay away from that bar.
Oh, you're gonna kill me, Sage. Stop it. You two are gonna kill me tonight. You went right for Brian Ely, jackass. Oh, no. He this one night during the show, we were doing a fire sale. Jason Wilhite, who is the president of Wrestling for a Cure, was not here. So I forget what the fire sale was, but then he added the cherry on top. And he said, because he was broadcasting from a wrestling show, he's like, $5 donation. I'll walk up and punch anyone in the face. Just drop $5, say a name. The comment wasn't in our chat room for a minute. And Sage donated $5 and said, Brian Ely. And when Sage is up to shenanigans, or I'm sorry, Sage shenanigans, because he won't look you in the eye. He'll be like, Tyler, tell Jay to check his phone. Sure enough, 5 minutes later, we get a video of Jason walking up to Brian Ely, bam, right in the jaw, dropping him.
Wow.
Yeah. Sage was like, that's the best $5 I've ever spent. Oh, God. Well,
I wouldn't do that. I know Brian. I love Brian. Brian's a great guy. He could pick me up over his head and spin me around like a freaking helicopter. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
I've never had a problem with Brian Ely. I barely know the guy, so I can't really say whether I like him or not. He seems all right. But this guy over here who's dead-eyeing me right now.
I can help you change your opinion.
I'm sure you can.
He's a hell of a guitar player.
Oh, he plays guitar? He plays guitar. Oh, wow.
I'll never take that away from him.
He plays with Brandy Kristen right now. He's been with her for a few years. Yeah, this guy.
I just think he needs a bigger guitar to hide that gut.
He's like next level shred. He's amazing.
Wow.
He's been playing guitar for a long time.
Wow. Well, listen, we're going on about an hour and 20 minutes. I think it's a good place to.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I think it's a good place to wrap it up. Jonathan, where can we catch? Where can they catch you at next? Where are you going to be playing at next for you? I just had a brain fart.
We are, I believe, coming up in just a couple of weeks. We're going to be at Weebles.
You're going to be at Weebles.
I think maybe on the 15th.
Ooh.
Day after Valentine's Day. Don't hold me to that. I'm pretty sure that's right, but you may want to double check with the venue on that. It'll be inside because it's still gonna be too fucking cold, but it should still be a good time. It'll be good to get back out there because we haven't played since before the holidays. We took some time off to.
Wow.
We hit it pretty heavy in the summertime, and we've all got families and shit we'd like to do. So this was a good time to just hunker down and take care of self.
And obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be out and about for like St. Patty's Day. That's going to be a big event for you guys.
I'm going to try to. I love St. Patty's Day. That used to be my favorite holiday.
It used to be my favorite holiday till the year we decided, hey, let's do a drinking contest on the show, and our producer ended up leaving the show and barfing off the air, and I end up barfing right here on the floor. And this jackass over here is like, fucking lightweights? Come on.
Maybe a bottle of Jameson by myself.
Well, if you want, maybe we'll bring you on for the St. Patty's Day special we got planned. So, but
yeah, when I used to drink, especially when I drank, because that's like the best holiday ever. But just St. Patty's Day, because I love all the music that you get to start cranking, the Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly, anything with bagpipes. I love fucking bagpipes.
Fuck yeah, me too.
Yeah, if I can crank that shit up, a loud, crunchy guitar with a fucking bagpipe all fucking day long. Yeah,
I forgot you don't drink anymore, do you?
No.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't. I'm happy to say that I don't miss it. I'm actually, probably feeling the best I ever have.
Dude, the hardest thing, I quit drinking. I've slowed down in moderation. The hardest thing for me, the smoking. I just can't every fucking time. It's always something that sets me off to the point where I need a cigarette.
He sees a cock and he's just got to smoke it.
You son of a bitch. Shut up. Although it doesn't help. It doesn't help what they call. I found out the other day because my mother told me this because she's trying to get me to quit smoking too. It doesn't help what they call a cigarette in the United Kingdom.
Fag.
Yeah.
So, just for the record, in case anybody's looking for a soundbite, you're in the habit of smoking fags.
Yes. Jason Kluge, 1 hour and 23 minutes and 8 seconds.
So
I know.
About how many fags would you say you smoke in a day?
Half a pack.
Are we nearing a 12-step program, or is this just a passing fancy?
I know you're being an asshole right now, but god damn it, it's funny, but fuck you. Oh god. You know what? I think I'm just gonna take the cigarettes and throw them out. I'm done. No more fags for me.
Yeah, and an hour from now, you're going to regret that decision. And then you're going to be out back in the alley looking for a fag to smoke.
Should have never brought this up for a conversation piece. Because I know tomorrow it's going to be on the show. It's going to be on our main show. And the first thing up, it's going to be, bet me, Sage. It's going to be either Will Height or Kluge, or it's going to be you. One of you is going to make that comment right when we go on the air.
Why are you going to fucking aim the cannons at me? I'm not the one sitting here smoking fags.
Oh God!
But yeah, Yeah, on the bright side, I've heard if the balls don't touch the chin, it's not all the way gay.
Shut up, Chloe. Shut up. Shut up.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I'm waiting for Ryan. I'm waiting for listener Ryan to send something over. Because I know he's watching and he just got inspiration. He's like, oh, I'm so going to tear this kid's day up tomorrow. Oh,
Let's just say I can't wait for tomorrow's show.
You've already sent something to somebody, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, oh, you can't even. Okay, you can't. No.
Me?
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
How many
Well,
views
say what?
sent? Oh, nothing.
Well, I noticed whenever Sage does something to, hurt me or something like that during the fire sale, he also will not stare me in the eye when he does that. And right now, he's not even. Yeah, because I called you out once, and now you won't ever.
Are you testing me, tiny tit motherfucker?
Yeah, I'm always testing you. Come on.
You fucking fag smoking motherfucker. For a disclaimer, motherfuckers, I am talking about cigarettes.
Yes, we're talking about
Just
the
so we
British.
know.
We're talking about the British name for cigarettes,
Yes.
not the actual,
Yes, I
He's
have
not
nothing
smoking
against
real-
homosexual
He's
people.
not smoking real Camels.
I think
That took another fucking turn.
I think I'm just gonna hit the outro music. We're gonna get out of here. This has been awesome.
What kind of horrible, sad music is this?
It gets better. Well, for God's sake. I could make a joke. There's more jokes to be made.
My life is over. I just got caught talking about smoking fags. And it's okay.
It's 80s music, dude. Come on, hear it.
It's okay.
All right. John the
Because
Dark.
Tyler's gay.
Jonathan, thanks for coming on and giving these guys a brand new arsenal of jokes to use against me.
Dude, thanks for having me. This was a gas.
We are going to have you on again for sure. It's been awesome. So
Look
All
forward
right.
to it.
I will definitely have you on, and maybe next time Bubba will actually be on this time. I'm surprised he has a message like, hey, I'm home. Send me a link. Send me a link. Send me a link. Send me a link. Because he was actually.
With this one,
You what?
he doesn't want anything to do with this one.
Not right now. No. Because he will. You son of a bitch. Fuck you, Skelly. Fuck you, Skelly.
Hey, Skelly, it's Robotech.
Oh, bullshit.
Wasn't GoBot? Wasn't that like the budget Transformer, the Kmart Transformers?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
yes, it was.
He doesn't know. We had another podcast that roasted us one night, and they made a small comment about how I have more what they call Robotech in the back than I do teeth in my mouth. And I'm like, come on, guys, you could have made a whole lot of better jokes than that. So now the running gag is like, what, GoBots? These are all GoBots. These are all Robotech or shit like that. But yeah, Skelly, fuck you. Fuck you, Skelly. And my mother actually just texted me and she said, I'm watching the show. What did you just admit to doing? Well, we better end this before I get run out of the will and a call from my mom. We will be back.
How long were you in for?
How long was I in? I was in the Army for 6 years, damn it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. He was just a door watcher.
Fuck you. Oh, this has been great. Oh, Jonathan, thanks for coming on. It's been awesome. Sage,
Thanks for having me.
Sage, as always, was a pleasure, and we will be back tomorrow.
Jonathan, thank you, sir.
Yep, we'll be back tomorrow for another edition of the Breast Damn Podcast. Ask Dr. Sage tomorrow.
Did you just say the Breast Damn Podcast?
Dude, I'm trying not to laugh because I've been fucking laughing this whole time over the jokes. Come on.
The Breast. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with the Breast Damn Podcast.
Although, you know what happened last night? We had another show come into our chat room. You know what it was called?
What?
It was called It was called Best Damn Podcast, not the Best Damn Podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was like fucking 2 of us in the same room. But this guy, I saw his videos. He's more Weird Frequencies like, so he's not really comedy oriented. But either way, Jonathan, pleasure as always. Thanks for being on. Something awesome. We'll have to have you on again. Yeah, I know. I Porky Pig that shit. Shut up. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 for another edition. Ask Dr. Sage and more. So long, everybody.
Peace.